I think he can win.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to win, but I think he can win.
So
but he's going to have to box a brilliant fight.
Mayweather was definitely better. He was better when they fought him because he was more technically sound and knew how to do things. Whereas
and Floyd Mayweather understands that. Guess what? Styles make fights. He understands styles make fights, and he understands the greatness of Terence.
Joe Rogan recently weighed in on a fantasy matchup between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. He called Mayweather one of the most brilliant fighters the sport has ever seen, reminding fans how dominant he was during his prime years. Rogan pointed out that people often forget the level of opposition Floyd defeated and how consistently he rose above them. When comparing him to Crawford, Rogan admitted it would be an extremely close contest. Still, he emphasized that Mayweather's unmatched defense and ring intelligence would make him almost unbeatable, even against a pound-for-pound star like Crawford.
Floyd was in his prime. That would have been fucking incredible to see which style's superior.
Yeah.
Because Floyd would move towards you like this. He would just get right up on you. But just show you how good Floyd really is. Yeah. Because the fact that he's won decisions by, playing it safe, people that just don't get excited about him and they recognize him with the all-time greats.
Analysts have acknowledged Floyd Mayweather's legendary status, noting that his Hall of Fame career and historic achievements remain unmatched. At the same time, they praised Terence Crawford, recognizing him as today's pound-for-pound number one. Both men share the distinction of having outclassed Canelo Alvarez in their respective eras, but the analyst emphasized that each did it in a way that reflected their unique strengths. Comparing them directly is no easy task, as Mayweather and Crawford both represent the very peak of boxing greatness, making it nearly impossible to declare a clear winner between the two.
Won, in my opinion, 10 rounds to 2. If you want to be, generous, 9 rounds to 3. But he clearly won the fight against Canelo Alvarez. Clearly. And Floyd Mayweather understands that, guess what? Styles make fights. He understands styles make fights. And he understands the greatness of Terence Crawford. And he stated on numerous occasions that, guess what? Terence Crawford is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. And he believed it. He put his money where his mouth is. And it held to be true. Period. So, again, and I hate to do this and I hate to keep saying this, right? But people try their best to try to pit Terence Crawford against Floyd Mayweather, right? Who's better? Who beat Canelo Alvarez better? Who did it better? So on and so forth, right? The facts remains is this. They both outclassed him. They both won in dominant fashion, and styles make fights, right? And the style that Terence Crawford presents, the style Floyd Mayweather presents, now they do it different, is too much for Canelo Alvarez, period. Point blank and period.
Bob Arum shared his thoughts on the hypothetical showdown between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, siding with Crawford even if the fight were staged in Floyd's prime. Arum explained that Crawford brings a rare combination of adaptability, speed, and fight IQ that sets him apart in today's boxing landscape. He stressed that Crawford's ability to adjust seamlessly to any style would give him the upper hand, even against a defensive genius like Mayweather.
What's up, fight fans? Prime for prime. Who wins a fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Bud Crawford? Bob Arum says Bud. Do you agree?
For prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really? Why? Just
because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen. And the ability that he has to switch, fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. I just think Crawford is a very, very unique talent.
Trainer Greg Hackett broke down why Canelo Alvarez himself admitted that Terence Crawford's win over him carries more significance than Floyd Mayweather's. Hackett pointed out that when Mayweather faced Canelo, the Mexican star was still young, developing, and gaining experience at the elite level. In contrast, Crawford's victory came against a fully established and battle-tested champion. For that reason, Canelo views Crawford's accomplishment as the greater one, since it was earned against a matured and stronger version of himself.
Is way better than Floyd Mayweather Jr.
What's your thoughts on his statement, and do you agree with the sentiment?
Him saying that, I can't say he's capping. I can't, because I don't know what he felt. But when I heard that, what I think is, when Floyd beat me, I was 23. I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game, and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said that. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. We're not going to ever see Bud versus Floyd. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I would love to see that fight, but I know we're not going to see it. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid, literally, but he was young. He was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because it is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying, I do give Bud his credit though for beating Canelo, and Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did and added that to his repertoire.
Commentators Simon Jordan, Adam Smith, and Duke McKenzie revisited the build-up to Floyd Mayweather's showdown with Canelo Alvarez. At that point, Canelo was unbeaten, naturally bigger, and many believed Mayweather, at 36, had taken on more than he could handle. The expectation was that Canelo's size, youth, and power would finally end Floyd's perfect record. Instead, Mayweather turned the narrative on its head, using his trademark skill and precision to completely shut down Canelo's offense, producing a masterclass that erased every doubt.
But they were all the question marks. Could he do that? Could he cope with the power of Canelo Alvarez, who's adapted now and had to adjust in his career? He now throws single shots. And that's why it was the calculated gamble. Well, it wasn't really a gamble because me and Simon called it from the beginning. That we go, Mayweather ticks every department. You go, the only thing that people are hedging their bets on is that Canelo's the bigger guy, but he wasn't really anyway.
No.
You can see because Crawford come down from 185 anyway. You can see the physicality's in there. He was all the size of Canelo.
As Edward said long before this fight, I just think styles make fights. And Canelo's style, this style of Canelo, was suited for Crawford.
Indeed.
He can't throw combinations anymore. There's no more head movement from Canelo.
Yeah.
He tries to walk people down and hit you all over the body and all over the head if he can, but he can't put his combination. He can't sustain the combinations. And what really impressed me about Crawford was the fact that it was a question of like he didn't want to trade off early with Canelo. He traded late with Canelo because he couldn't take his power early. So in the early rounds, he was just pity patting and just tapping him, kept spinning him, kept turning him, and driving him mad. And then in the later rounds, as Canelo started to fade, from round 7, round 8, as the pace got a little bit slower, then Crawford's confidence, he was confident enough within himself to stand and trade with him. And even when he got on inside, he was hitting him with like 3s and 4s, hard shots, constant shots, and just kept spinning him, kept turning him. And Canelo didn't really know where he was. And another great thing about Crawford, stayed southpaw throughout the whole fight. And Canelo admitted after that he couldn't handle a southpaw.
Couldn't work it out whatsoever.
Adam, we had Paulie Malignaggi on the show the other day with myself and Jim, and I want you to have a listen to what he had to say and see what you think of it.
I think Canelo has been, for a while, a diminishing fighter.
Shane Mosley, a former world champion who faced both Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez, offered a rare perspective shaped by first-hand experience. Mosley explained that Mayweather's style was on another level, separating him completely from Canelo. He pointed to Floyd's flawless timing, his ability to read opponents, and his unmatched control of the ring. No matter the pressure or the physical strength of his rivals, Mayweather always had the intelligence and adaptability to nullify threats with surgical precision. While Mosley acknowledged Canelo's power and skill, he stressed that the Mexican star could not match Floyd's ability to dictate every aspect of a fight. Having gone up against both, Mosley concluded with certainty Mayweather was simply the more complete and dominant fighter.
He's everything, man. He's the man.
Absolutely. You fought both Canelo and Mayweather. I was surprised to hear Canelo say that straight after the fight. I mean, credit to him, he's been really humble in defeat. You fought them both. Who did you think was better, Canelo or Mayweather? I know that's Canelo was saying it was Crawford better than Mayweather, but who did you think was better out of Canelo and Mayweather?
Mayweather's definitely better. He was better when they fought him because he was more technically sound and knew how to do things. Whereas Canelo had more power and placed the shots probably better. No, he didn't place the shots better. He was just younger and placed the shots really good. Like Canelo was really good at 21 years old. Like I was impressed. I was very impressed with Canelo at 21. But Mayweather was still technically more sound. Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he move in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can't knock him as well.
Another angle focuses on the generational shift in boxing greatness. Floyd Mayweather is rightly regarded as one of the all-time greats, but some argue that if he were to face Terence Crawford today, the outcome would favor Crawford. The reasoning comes down to timing. Mayweather has already ruled his era, while Crawford now stands as the dominant figure of this generation. Every legend has his moment, and in today's landscape, it's Crawford who holds the crown as the sport's most commanding force.
Very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Absolutely, and I noticed when I asked you, there was a slight pause. It's a real conversation now to be had. Crawford, up there with the likes of Mayweather. He's really etched himself into the Mount Rushmore conversations.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's definitely one.
Joe Rogan gave Floyd Mayweather high praise, not only for his ring IQ but also for the way he carried himself outside of it. He noted that despite the wealth, fame, and distractions that come with success, Floyd stayed disciplined and managed to preserve his prime for years. Where many athletes lose focus or let ego get in the way, Mayweather remained locked in and consistent. Rogan admitted that if Terence Crawford had to face Floyd at his very best, it would be the ultimate test of Crawford's greatness, a reminder of just how high a standard Mayweather set.
Idea of pulling up at a yacht is the end. It's the opposite of what everybody tells you about fighting. The only person who's been able to do like that is Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still fucks everybody up.
He does.
The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline.
But through that balling night, I don't think he was doing drugs or drinking.
Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying. It looked like he's drinking water, and then he would have his driver drive, and with his fucking jeans on, he would jog home. I mean, the dude was old.
Trainer Abel Sanchez shared his thoughts on Terence Crawford's standing in boxing today. He explained that Crawford has now achieved true superstar status, not only due to his victories, but because of the caliber of opponents he's defeated and the decisive way he's done it. Sanchez emphasized that Crawford's rise to global recognition is fully earned, solidifying his reputation as one of the elite fighters of this era.
Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
Brian Bomack McIntyre, Terence Crawford's longtime trainer, made it clear after Crawford's latest win that there should no longer be any doubt about who sits at the top of the sport. He declared Crawford the greatest fighter of this generation, citing his technical mastery, dominance in multiple weight classes, and his track record of overcoming every challenge put in front of him. In Bomac's eyes, Crawford has already done everything necessary to be recognized as the defining face of his era.
Feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all?
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been his trainer before, so.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a no-brainer.
Of course. Congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Robert Oster had a powerful reaction to Terence Crawford's latest showing, admitting that he'll never question him again. He explained that no matter the opponent, Crawford always finds a way to silence critics and exceed expectations. Each time people predict he'll have trouble, he turns in another dominant performance. Oster's remarks echo a growing feeling across the boxing world that Crawford has earned absolute respect as a relentless and unstoppable force in the sport.
I stood on it, and I'm not going to change what I said in the past or anything. I didn't think he could pull it off. He did. And not only did he pull it off, he did it. He's phenomenal. Like, he did it. He did everything right. Like, it's like he fought a perfect fight. He banged with him when he needed to. He boxed him when he needed to. He established the jab. He kept the southpaw. He kept him frustrated. I got nothing, bro. I tell you what, I would never go against that man again. I ain't doing that shit. That shit was crazy. But I do want to give a credit to those that deserve it. Like, Terence deserved full credit for his abilities, for his IQ, Bomac for his coaching. And, you know, Bomac told him to stay southpaw. He wanted to come out orthodox. Bomac told him to stay southpaw because of what Canelo was weak at.
Terence Crawford has also shared his thoughts on the fantasy matchup with Floyd Mayweather. Speaking with confidence, he claimed that if the two had met during Mayweather's prime, he believes he would come out on top. The statement reflects Crawford's self-belief and competitive drive, the same qualities that have propelled him to the highest levels of the sport. While fans continue to debate who would actually win, Crawford's conviction reveals just how firmly he sees his own place in boxing history.
So if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound, you or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh shit! Okay, I'm just asking. Because Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody. I'm gonna always say me.
Okay,
come on now.
Andre Ward, a former champion and close friend of Terence Crawford, spoke with the perspective of someone who truly understands the demands of boxing at the highest level. Rather than urging Crawford to pursue more big fights or fantasy matchups, Ward suggested that this could be the right time to step away. In his view, Crawford has already done enough to cement his status among the all-time greats, rising through multiple weight classes, beating top-tier opponents, and delivering performances that will be remembered for generations. Ward cautioned that too many fighters remain in the sport longer than they should, chasing money or pride, only to damage their legacies with unnecessary defeats. He doesn't want Crawford to make that mistake. For Ward, the most powerful way to honor his career would be to leave the sport while still untouchable, retiring with his reputation intact and his respect unquestioned.
Personally, I wouldn't be mad if I never see Terence fight again. The way he performed, getting ready to be 38, I think, in a few days. Man, what better way to go out? What better way to tell the game goodbye? What better way? Who you gonna fight? I was arguing with Max on the way to the venue about Boots Ennis. Nah, we don't go fight Canelo and then go back and fight Boots Ennis. I saw a report today. Somebody was talking about him going up to light heavyweight. Nah, we don't go up to light heavyweight. We just went up 3 weight classes since the Spence fight and 2 weight classes since the Madrimov fight, my last fight. This is the perfect send-off, Roy.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Without a
It's
question.
the perfect send-off.
Their legacies with unnecessary defeats. He doesn't want Crawford to make that mistake. For Ward, the most powerful way to honor his career would be